Okay, Honkai Star Rail 3.4 for the Sun is Set to Die special program, and obviously it looks like we're getting more main story, obviously stuff like that. And by the way, if you have not checked out my reaction to the latest Star Rail story, you might want to do that. And it's one of my best performing videos ever, so I'm really hyped about that too. But yeah, it really made me feel a certain way for the first time, like in a long time actually. Lots of people are saying like, yo, people tend to forget now the Sunday fight and this fight and that fight, but this one like really captured more of the energy of the COLLAB fight with Wildfire and stuff like that, soundtrack wise and so forth and so forth. So that was really good. So I'm even more excited now for the story. I'm probably the most excited for the story for the first time in a long time, because yeah, 3.0, 0.1, 0.2, and yeah, it was at spots it was a bit rough because it was way too long unnecessarily, and just the storytelling wasn't really good, and there wasn't a good balance of showing and telling. It was mostly just telling, which is a big problem. But I think 3.3 did a great job. It really did. Like, first part was like a little bit obviously set up slow like it used to be, but like the second part of 3.3 story just exploded, and all the stuff with Cypher as well and stuff like that. But anyway, we're here for this program. Looks like we're still gonna get main story. I already saw the thumbnail here, but if you haven't seen leaks of Phainon anyway, then I don't know how you've avoided it. So I don't already know about that and stuff like that. It's everywhere, right? When a character gets leaked, it's on TikTok, it's on YouTube, it's everywhere. It's on Twitter. You can't avoid it. But yeah, mostly I'm excited obviously for the collab as well, the Fate collab. Now I just hope they don't, because we're even getting main story at the same time. So I hope there's not a situation of, I wouldn't say neglecting, but not like full effort going into one or the other, right? Because my expectations initially when Fate was announced was like a full entire patch for Fate, right? And like a big story and stuff like that. So I won't judge already. We'll see what we get, but I just hope it's not like a, you know, like an event story and there's not a lot of cutscenes and stuff like that. It's a big collab. It needs to be big, like a story with big cutscenes and a proper story, right? We'll see what we get, right? But that'll just be me with my expectations too high. But anyway, mic is good, Decibel is good. We are recording. Everything looks good. Okay, let's go. Let's skip ahead. There's trailer stuff that we're not supposed to see it. Get that. So yeah, like I said, expecting with the Fate stuff, like it could be my own expectation that would let me down, but like I'm expecting like a proper like story, right? Not like a event story and there's dialogue here and there and there's like very short and low effort cutscenes and stuff like that. Like it's a big collab. There needs to be like a very cool and interesting story, big cutscenes. And Fate deserves it as well, so. Oh. Maybe a Glea? Sure. Oh, sure, okay, that's a cool introduction. Straight into the trailer, no talking, I like that. Oh, Japanese. I don't mind because I play in Japanese. Okay, there goes the last. Oh, we actually, oh, there she is. Are we actually going there? It looks like we're going back. Most likely it's trial actually. Never mind. Ooh. Soundtrack. They're not going to show the other form in the trailer, right? Oh, they are. Never mind. That's the other thing, right? They spoil too much, in my opinion. It is. Collab time. Saber! She actually said it. Is that like a little bit of remix with Unlimited Bladework soundtrack in there? Oh, and there's Archer. I think they remixed it a little bit. Oh, there is some cutscenes. Who was that? Wait, I'm sorry. I'm ruining the hype. Is that Lancer? But he has an in-game model. What the hell? Why is he not playable? Obviously with a different outfit. A really cool one. Looks like we've got some further. That's obviously Lancer. What the hell? What did you say there? Wow. Shit. Oh my god. Yup. But they just reveal everything though, man. There is Lancer. Holy shit, this is gonna be a crazy. Robin's a master? Yo. Brother. It feels like it's so much because there's the Fate collab, and it looks like there's actually a bunch of cutscenes with the Fate story as well. So that's a little bit of my worries gone actually. There's gonna be a proper story and stuff, and the Swarm is involved, and damn, dude, that was like chaos. Like the Fate cutscenes mixed in with the main story cutscenes, and once again, there's a few stuff that gets revealed, which was obvious if you didn't like figure out for yourself. But you know, some people won't figure it out, so there's a lot of spoilers in the trailers. Unfortunately, I just wish I would leave a lot of that stuff just for the story. But I think maybe I should just stop watching the trailers actually. But yeah, the whole Phainon the whole Flame River identity thing that was relatively easy to figure out. So first go already. But I will say the trailer's hype as hell, dude. And she actually said, "Are you my master? Please, dude." I said this. I think I said this in one of my Fate videos. I want a cutscene at the start of the story where Stal or Kayla's on the ground and Saber appears from the mist or whatever, and then she asked that question. Well, she said the line there, so hopefully it isn't the story actually. That'll be such a cool cutscene, like a reference to the anime and light novel, yada 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 yada. Oh, we're just adding everything. Cool. And Naxa.
Hey.
Why is he glitching out?
Hello.
Owlbert.
Woo! And whether
okay.
or not you have a day-night cycle, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome
I'm excited though.
Version 3.4 for The Sun is Set to Die.
Oh, the sun is set to die. We just double check the recording. Like, imagine all that reaction and we weren't recording. Mic is good, their support is good.
Rebooting
We are
really does solve all problems.
recording as well.
Now we can
and that
introduce
looks all good
ourselves.
to me. Okay, cool.
Hi everyone, I'm Phainon. I'm so happy to be on the special program.
Hello,
It's
everyone.
so bland, the background,
I'm
but we like
an
a
exact
desktop. So,
Nice to see all of you again. Did you miss me?
yep, and Mim speaks
Of course
honestly
we
now, so
missed you.
we know that.
Well, dear guests, welcome to the show. I have been looking forward to this special program more than anything else.
As if
When
we
the story in the
just
last
give us the
episode
Fate collab.
had my heart racing.
They said 11
The burning
July,
sky.
didn't they?
And the fall of dawn.
Usually the patches are a week
Akuma was
after
the
this,
last place
unless the
under
Fate collab
Kefari's
is
protection.
coming out later.
But now
the
it
patch.
is also sunk into Evernight.
All of our Chrysosaur companions did everything in their power to buy precious time for the Trailblazer and Phainon.
Yeah, shout out
so
to the
they could return
MVP,
the very
Cypher.
last core flame to the vortex of Genesis.
We already
Cypher
found
carrying
out
the
the
entire
truth.
forest on her
So what
back
do a few
for
sacrifices matter?
years.
Every Chrysos heir was prepared for this.
Without her, they would have been
You
doomed
just need
already,
to boldly
technically.
take that last step toward the Era Nova.
But in the trailer just now, it seems like Phainon is gonna go through a lot. I
Yeah.
saw a few scenes that looked like flashbacks, and I think I even saw
That's what's
a
likely in his
different
trial,
form
obviously.
of him.
The truth of Amphoris is about to reveal itself.
Yeah, she says I know they have to hype it up, but it's just like blatantly put it on the screen. Like imagine how cool of a reveal that would have been if that just happened in the story, right? But
Seems.
it is what it is.
Indeed.
Plus,
For
it's been leaked
example,
everywhere, so
when we went to fight Aquila,
whatever.
we noticed that the Eye of Twilight seemed unusually high-tech.
And when the Dawn device went out, many of the structures in Akuma and the Vortex of Genesis started showing strange textures. It was like the whole world was
Data.
peeling off.
It's like it's all data,
Why don't we
a
take
simulation
look back at our
rather,
whole
right?
journey so far in Amphoris
I don't know.
and lay out our suspicions and clues we have. First, at the end of the 3.3 story, the geniuses reveal that the source of Amphoris' tragedy is an Emperor's scepter that survived to this day.
It has
Yeah.
something to do with that erudition god beyond the sky, doesn't it? Even though I don't quite understand these principles, this breeding ground,
None of
which
them will.
switched from following the path of erudition to the path of destruction, must be hiding secrets beyond Aranova.
Yeah, we got remembrance,
In
erudition,
addition,
and
that Tin Man
destruction.
Largest is also
The three
pretty
that are involved in-
suspicious. He and Phainon had a pretty significant
Emporius.
conversation in the vortex of Genesis.
Yep, and we saw Bro's
Actually,
head
I
rolling.
was already suspicious of him when he said he could fix the Express and send the Trailblazers back home. Well, the mask is
Yeah, but that
on.
entire conversation I had with
Based
her
on my
was
interactions
quite something
with
too.
him, Lygus doesn't seem to have any desire to oppose the Chrysos.
Unless that was her time.
Rather,
Screw him that 30
he only wishes to quietly observe everything as it unfolds.
Could it be that everything that's happened so far is exactly what he wanted to see? That title,
Possibly.
Theoros, does mean spectator.
Where are these
If we
little...
combine this information with what we know about the relationship between the scepter and paths, maybe
Chimera's coming
Amphorius is
from?
being used as a chessboard by people from beyond this world, and Lygus is one of them.
Oh, you're exactly right. If the situation in the cosmos is like a game of chess, then Amphorius is a trap to set up the
Yeah, I try not to
checkmate.
give too much away,
I don't
brother,
know.
even though lots of it is
Maybe the
obvious. But
chess pieces themselves can overturn the board. The heroes Aranova could affect the
For the sun
worlds
is set
beyond the
to
sky,
die.
and
Or
the
that's been released.
Trailblazers' choices.
maybe they haven't spent enough
They
time
also
on these
determine
films.
the
Well,
future
especially the first
of the
part,
universe.
the first like 2 or 3
Before the
Trailblaze missions.
Aranova
Because they
actually
released them in 2
arrives,
quick concessions,
There's no
man.
way to tell what it will bring. The Trailblazers have already done so much for Amphorius. I don't want them to
Wouldn't
have
have
to
hurt them to just have a
experience
full
the
fate
unknown
match.
of Aranova.
And then maybe just have a
As
third
someone
character
from
like
beyond
Ronza
the
as well.
sky,
Because Bro has an
they already
NPC.
risked a lot by taking on
He's
a
in the
demigod's
cutscene.
divine authority.
What's the
If
purpose of not
something
making
were
him
to
playable?
happen in the Aranova,
No, we can't let them stay. They have
Unless
to
it's
listen
low
to
F and he looks like
Phainon and
trash.
go
I don't know.
Well said. The Trailblazers won't betray the sincerity you've shown
And
them.
we're just feeding the little...
However,
okay.
their fate will still be tied to that of Amphorius.
I think
They'll be
enough story
returning to the
now, please.
battlefield with a very important
Just
mission.
sure everyone just wants to explode it. Move
On
on.
the other hand, I suspect many of our audience members, like me, have some questions about Phainon.
Yeah, and we
Phainon
can
we
move on.
saw in the vortex of Genesis at the end of the 3.3 story? Why was his name hidden?
Well, maybe that Phainon
Yeah.
isn't the one we're all familiar with.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, time to move
specific
on.
details for everyone to find out themselves in the game in version 3.4.
Uh-huh.
I've actually got some other information to reveal to you.
Ow.
What kind of information?
Following the story's progress, as I've written,
What's that?
we'll receive a big update in this version. In these records that we kept,
What?
you will be able to catch a glimpse of Amphorius' true nature.
Thought everyone knows itching on here.
before, as I've written, was like a storybook, keeping
Aw.
record of our friends' stories.
Hey,
Now,
there's the 2 new
even its
characters
appearance
as
has
well.
changed. It feels
Got
like
the names
something
already.
big is
Well,
about
one is
to
Isolus.
happen.
I forgot that was his
it
name.
looks like it's turned into some kind of database.
You can use this system to unlock even more of Amphorius' secrets.
Sure.
That's right.
True.
Aside from the major updates too, as I've written, the long-awaited skip dialogue feature, which was previously announced, is finally going live in version 3.4.
Now there's idiots complaining and saying it doesn't hurt anyone. If you were never gonna use it in the first place, you don't have to use it. No one's forcing you to use it. This is great for everyone because there are people who just don't care. So just accommodate to them. All gacha games, everyone always have skip button for the story and stuff like that. There was no reason for like keeping it away for this long, honestly. Now, obviously, I won't be skipping, but it's not bothering me that it's there. It's a great feature. Plus, it will give you a summary too.
Story dialogue can now be skipped by section, with plot summaries and the main characters that appeared in each section.
Perfect for the people who
displayed
just
along
don't
the
want
way.
to.
Now you can choose the pace of storytelling based on your own preferences. In
Perfect.
version 3.6, there'll also be a story recap function.
Ah.
Stay tuned. But of course, as we
Recap.
move into version 3.4,
Like
we
replay
shall
it?
take the final step of the prophecy together and witness the truth and the fate of this world. And the myriad celestia that Mr. Shaoji hinted at in the version 3.2
Fable about the
preview
Stars Part
is
2.
finally going live soon.
Oh,
Cool.
you mean what's happening beyond the sky? Is it also related to Amphorius and
I need to go
Aranova?
rewatch
We'll
the
have
other
to
one
keep it a
again just
secret for
to
now.
before you watch this one.
Meanwhile, we'll be
Which one?
releasing an animated short.
For
This
Phainon, of
animated
course.
short contains
Whoa,
a very
young
important
Phainon.
part of the story in version 3.4. Can't spill too much here, but I can give you a little teaser. This short will come with its own original theme song. So don't miss it.
Ooh.
Awesome.
You're going big.
I can't wait to dive
Cool.
into the new story already.
Next, why don't we turn our attention to our good friend Phainon and take a look at his story together.
There it is. This is gonna be this is probably gonna be the first male character I'm gonna be summoning for in a long time. Ooh. I mean, how can I not, bro? Kevin! It's Kevin! A playable Kevin. And this form is just insane, man. See, it clearly looks like he has the abilities of all the Titans. Yeah. Insane animations. Already seen them all though. And also you can see a lot of that data
What
themes
in the
going on
world
there as well.
happened to Phainon to make him change this much?
This is nothing like the warm, sunny person we all know.
Oh.
Now he seems strange and formidable.
Oh, could you elaborate?
I remember when our buddy first showed up in Amphorius. Phainon was one of the first Chrysosaurs to genuinely welcome them. And when danger came knocking, he always had our backs.
But behind that kindness and reliability, Phainon carries the expectations of many. He is the deliverer chosen by the prophecy,
The deliverer.
and
Deliverance.
Aglaya's hand-picked successor of the flame chase journey. Aglaya even used her own death to set him up for success by making the Council of Elders the focus of criticism, and allowing Phainon to step up and rally the people.
Yeah, all of us have
Bro, just
high hopes
munching on
for
the rock.
him. Some even call him the deliverer of Amphorius. Even Cypher, who barely ever showed her face, used to call him Little Deliverer Boy.
It's as if everyone just assumes that he'll be a savior.
Now I'm curious. What was Phainon like before he joined the flame chase journey? Was he one of those perfect kids everyone got compared to?
Before the flame chase journey,
Probably not as
we've
strong.
got to go back to my hometown, Ides Elysiae. It was a small, remote village. Nothing flashy, but far away from the chaos.
Will be a new map.
Ooh, sounds like a real peaceful place.
Very peaceful until obviously you know
was.
what happens, but
And even though the village was small, everyone got along really well. There were also beautiful rivers and mountains, and even a forest.
very tranquil.
That forest was home to all kinds of little fairies. When I was little,
Fairies.
I'd go exploring the woods and visit those cute fairies. When I wasn't exploring, I'd go play with my friends by the forest.
Was that
home to
meme? Oh no, it's a lot of different memes. They sort of just gave that away
all
too.
kinds of little
Okay.
fairies. When I was little, I'd go exploring the woods and visit those cute fairies.
Which
When
is
I wasn't exploring,
further
I'd go play with my friends by
makes
the
it obvious
sea.
that the bond
We
that
pretended to be
Meme has
heroes from
connection
the
Meme
old
has with
stories and practiced our.
Ides Elysiae and Cyrene
swordsmanship.
and Phainon and
When we got tired, we went to lie
Those
down
are the stuff
in
that's
wheat
already been
fields
figured
until
out.
we got called home for
they
dinner.
made it too obvious.
No strife, no invaders, or any of that deliverance crisis stuff? Seems like a complete paradise.
The
And
wheat
that
fields
statue?
look gorgeous too. Lying there, surrounded by golden waves of wheat, with the breeze carrying
like the
that
color
sweet
scheme.
malted scent. Oh, just the thought of it is enough to get me excited.
That
And
tree and
guess
string looks
what?
important. A
You
Cyrene
won't have
spot.
to imagine for long. In version 3.4, we get to explore Ides Elysiae alongside the Trailblazer. Learn about Phainon's past, how he became a warrior, joined the flame chase, and grew into the person he is today.
Phainon backstory time.
Can't wait!
From a carefree little kid to the deliverer carrying everyone's hopes, you've really come a long way.
These days,
Yep.
Phainon just gives off this heaviness. Like he'd still press on, no matter how exhausted, just to live up to everyone's expectations.
Emporius
that
needed
will
a
be okay.
hero, so he became one.
Okay, brother, I think it's time to see kids and stuff like that.
Never easy.
Phainon performs in battle.
Now we are dragging
You
on
got
a bit.
it.
There we go.
I'll first show up in the familiar form everyone knows. When using my skill, I'll deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets.
Yeah, they were probably gonna have to spoil anyway since showing off the character, but it's still a shame in situations
The
like
use
this.
of my skill also grants me core flames. Once I've collected enough of them,
straight up core
I can
flames,
activate my
okay.
ultimate.
Wait, so core flames only come from using your skill?
Surely not
at
just that.
all.
Okay.
Phainon can also gain core flames when he's selected as a target by a teammate or enemy ability.
Ah.
If he is the target of
Okay,
a
so
team's
obviously you
ability,
want, yeah,
Phainon
action
will deal
advance.
even more damage.
I don't have Sunday,
When
so
I use my
GG's.
ultimate, I'll create a territory and transform.
Territory.
Transforming, Phainon powers up massively. Teammates temporarily retreat and
looks
can't
insane.
take action while he faces the enemy.
Look at all those
head-on with
abilities.
Newfound strength.
All alone?
That's
sounds
quite some
way
good damage
too
he has there.
risky.
No worries. All the talents and buffs from Phainon's teammates still stay active to provide him with much needed support.
Nice.
Exactly. After using the core flames to transform, I have access to the powers of 3 kinds of titans: Creation, Calamity, and Foundation. Each
Oh.
with a brand new ability.
Yeah, okay, the
Care
3.
to
Okay, never mind.
elaborate on that?
Tapping into the power of the Creation Titans, I can deal damage to
Yeah,
one
you see how it has it like that sort of corrupted data effect as well there, just like so other parts we've seen in
and
4 years.
Foundation, each with a brand new ability.
Care to elaborate on that?
Tapping into the power of the Creation Titans, I can deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets.
Okay.
Calling upon the power of the Calamity Titans, I'll enter a special state called Soul Scorch. In this state, I'll force all enemies to immediately take action, during which I receive
Force them.
reduced damage, and each hit I take builds
And then
up
it
the Soul
counters.
Scorch
I saw the
stat.
animation.
Once all enemies have taken action, I retaliate, dealing damage to all enemies and then unleashing multiple
Brother.
instances of damage on one random enemy.
Heads up.
One random
the more
enemy.
soul scorch stacks he's got, the stronger that counterattack hits.
Yeah, so the
Using
more enemies
these 2
there on
abilities
attacks.
also grants me an exclusive charge called Scourge, which fuels my third.
Scourge.
With the power of the Foundation Titans, I
And then
dispel
comes a
all debuffs
bloody
on myself,
meteor.
then use Scourge Charge to deal bounce damage. If
Oh,
I've maxed out the
shit.
consumable Scourge
That's
Charge, I
insane.
also slam all enemies with extra damage.
Once all his actions have been used up, Phainon will unleash one final blow, hitting all enemies.
That looks like a galaxy,
moving
actually.
the territory. Phainon's technique is pretty unique too. Upon casting it, Phainon
Why does he have so
instantly
many
strikes
skill
all
points?
enemies in a certain radius.
Oh,
With the normal
shit.
enemies, they're immediately wiped out without
Wiped
even triggering a
Out.
battle.
It's like an Acron feature.
All enemies? That's nuts.
Of course, power comes with a cost.
Probably not the bigger
This
ones, though,
technique
obviously.
consumes 2 technique points.
If the
Ooh.
technique misses,
Unless it does all enemies, but it does take 2, like
it
they
won't
said.
cost any points. Plus, when Phainon's in the team, the technique point cap goes up by 3.
When I use my
Jesus.
technique to enter combat, I'll also regenerate energy for my teammates. In addition,
Whoa.
at the start of each wave, I'll deal damage to all enemies and gain Scourge.
Oh,
Okay.
see.
All right. Now that we've
He looks
wrapped up
badass,
Phainon's
though,
combat
man.
abilities, it's time to bring you some updates on a few familiar faces. In version 3.4, Silverwolf, Blade,
The buffs,
Kafka,
the buffs.
and Jingliu are all getting.
They already
some
gave a little
serious
preview of
advancements.
Silverwolf's buff in those like dev notes,
Oh, Mr. Albert,
which at least makes her higher than Pela level. Finally, Jesus.
please do
Oh
tell
my
us what's
God.
changing.
Let's start with.
Are they gonna go through
Silverwolf.
every single one?
After the optimizations, her ultimate now lowers
AoE?
the defense of all enemies instead of just one.
Perfect.
Oh, so it's AoE now, not single target.
And then obviously you can choose which
Exactly.
element you want to.
Meanwhile, she'll prioritize.
Look how they
the
just use her in
weakness
Acron
that matches
team.
The type of the first character in your lineup.
Nice.
On top of that, Silverwolf will regenerate extra energy at the start of combat and the beginning of each turn.
Nice.
Oh, that makes it a lot easier to apply the weakness we actually want.
Yeah, the biggest
Next up,
part of it.
Kafka.
Kafka time. I don't have Kafka, but
Kafka's skill will trigger more DOT on enemies. And whenever a teammate hits an enemy target
DOT make a
with any
comeback?
kind of attack, Kafka will launch a follow-up attack. After unlocking certain traces, the follow-up attack can also trigger extra DOT on the enemy. And
Oh.
her ultimate recovers the number of times the follow-up attack can be triggered.
So basically, Kafka's got more frequent follow-up attacks, better efficiency applying debuffs, and an overall boost to DOT output.
Nice.
For sure.
And
DOT
now for
players
Blade.
rejoice.
After the
Blade?
update, he will deal damage to enemies based on his max HP.
This
When
changed to
Blade
max
enters the
HP.
hellscape state, he is more likely to be attacked. And
His
his
Trivia
follow-up
and
attacks
Trivia
will
and Ice is
generate
also gonna be good
extra
with him.
energy.
He's gonna be like a mini
Blade can
Castos.
trigger more follow-ups and use his ultimate
Not really,
weapon,
but you know what I mean.
meaning his
DPS
total
type.
damage output's gonna spike.
Good observation.
HP scaling
A
DPS.
change will happen to Jingliu as well. Now,
There's my girl, I have
enemies
Jingliu.
based
I
on
can't wait to
her
use her
max
again.
HP. Each time
Also
a
max
teammate
HP.
loses HP, Jingliu stacks extra crit damage. After she enters the
Oh.
spectral transmigration state, she'll also gain a stack of syzygy. That means the spectral
extra
transmigration
stack.
state lasts longer, and her overall damage output climbs even higher
Nice.
accordingly.
Problem is now, only small problem is you're gonna have to rebuild these characters though, because the attack percentage stuff needs to be HP percentage now. Well, Blade and Jingliu.
Our old friends sure are getting some solid upgrades.
Nice. That's what we like to see, and now I hope to continue in the future. They will obviously, but like obviously with the sort of power creep problem there is, this finally like buffing old characters, which is you see in a lot of other gachas as well, which is always a nice system and stuff like that.
These
So
ability
hopefully it's significant
Won't their
buffs.
eidolons be affected?
Oh, don't worry, Professor Anaxa. Some of our old friends' Eidolons will be tweaked to better match
Oh,
the
there's a whole
revamped
menu
kits,
for it.
making sure everything stays in sync.
But what if someone wants to stick with their previous version of their abilities?
That won't be a problem. You can switch between our friends'
You
ability
can even
modes freely.
switch
So choose whichever
between the
version
two.
you like best. For more
I don't know why you would
details, be
do
sure to
that,
keep an eye
but
out.
maybe with Silverwolf, you change it for single target. And no,
For our
I
official
can't see a reason why you would keep it.
Sounds good.
It's cool though.
Aside from the ability reworks, one more old friend of ours is getting something new this time around.
Oh, who is it?
In version 3.4, Firefly's brand new outfit, Spring Missive, making
Outfit.
its debut.
Ah,
A new
look at that.
Firefly outfit.
Ooh, let's take a look at the video clip first.
Oh, school. That's cute. That's very cute. Oh. Okay, it changes Sam as well. That's cute.
With her school uniform
It's
on,
not s- it's
Firefly
very
looks more
cute.
youthful than ever.
It's not super
And the
crazy though,
Firefly
because it's
shaped
very
brooch on
plain.
her
It's
chest.
just sort of like
You can tell
a
she
sailor
put a lot of
uniform,
thought
but
into picking it
it's
out.
it's cool.
Maybe she even asked
More
for
skins are
fashion
welcome.
advice from her fellow
But it looks like
stellar
obviously
elders.
Sam had like
Well,
different
Miss Kafka does have an office style.
scheme as well.
Mr. talked a lot about it behind the scenes.
Even her mech's had a makeover. You think she spruces it up during downtime to match her outfit changes?
Oh, totally possible. If I had a mech,
Hopefully this, but
I'd
hopefully it's
also
not like
probably
super
coordinate with
expensive
my own.
because
New theme, new
design-wise
colors,
doesn't really
the
like
whole
warrant
look has to be
like
consistent.
premium price, right? Because
You'll be able to grab Firefly's
it's
new look
nice,
with
it looks nice, I like it, but it's very
direct
basic.
shots. And again,
Direct shot,
please
yeah,
stay tuned
sure.
for further details and future official announcements.
They want to do the
Next,
price right now.
Let's take a look at this version's banners. In version 3.4's first half warp event,
Phainon.
Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Phainon and the limited 5-star light cone, thus burns
Is that Cyrene? Is that a new light cone?
the Dawn will have a boosted drop rate. Also, a brand new
Yeah.
4-star light cone for
Story's
the
next
Map of Remembrance,
page.
The story's next page.
Yeah, we need the
is
Remembrance
being
light cones,
added
nice.
to the first half banner. At the
Beautiful
same
artwork.
time, we'll also kick
Ready?
off a special warp event.
What about Fate?
Limited 5-star characters.
I will get there, but
Sunday and
also running
Sparkle
Sunday
are
at the
coming
same
back.
time.
Plus,
Sparkle?
5-star light cones if time were a flower, a grounded ascent, and earthly
Triple
escapade
banner.
will return
Of course, they're
as
running
well.
Simon because it looks like
In
you
the
want to
second
run
half
Sunday
of
with
version
Phainon.
3.4, we've got another round of special warp events.
Firefly because
Limited
her
5-star
outfit,
characters,
sure.
Firefly, Jingliu,
And Blade because they
will
got
be
buffs.
Back along with the limited
Okay,
5-star
nice.
light cones. We're about to
Bro, shit, dude, we can have all these banners along with Fate. Oh
lose
my
rest.
god.
I shall be my own sword and the unreachable side.
Mm-hmm. Two of our newly buffed old friends are making a comeback in this version. What about Kafka and Silverwolf?
But then again, you're not summoning for that. You're summoning for Phainon and for Saber.
In version 3.5. And the limited 5-star light cones, patience is all you need, and incessant rain will rerun as well.
Sure.
Also, 8 new 4-star light cones will be added
8?
to the Nameless Honor rewards. in version
Oh, Battle Boss.
3.4.
Wow, look at the Hyacinth, what is
I
cute.
see quite a few familiar faces on the light
And
cones.
it's all the Chrysos,
There
that's
are a
cool.
few mini versions of Chrysos heirs.
Looks like Phainon really does enjoy spending his days in the wheat fields.
Nature's
But isn't that
mattress.
adventuring?
Can't beat that level of comfort.
What was his name again? The Young
Alright,
Adventuring?
Let's take a quick break. There's still more
Oh, and there's
version
young
3.4
Phainon.
content
Oh,
coming.
Phainon. Cypher.
Don't wait.
The Feria. Oh, dude, and now I wonder how they're gonna do it with the Fate stuff. I know they said the Fate banner is gonna run for longer and stuff like that, but dude, there's so much, and then there's still new characters coming afterwards as well. Oh my god. But yeah, the outfit's a bit. It looks good on her. It looks good. I like it, but I hope it's not like premium price because it even changes Sam's stuff because it's a
Look
bit
at the
plain.
events in this version.
Okay,
A piece of
wanna
good
go to
news
events?
comes from Penacony at the other end of the cosmos.
Origami Bird Clash
Origami
again.
Bird Clash is about to return in version 3.4.
Sure.
Oh, is that the Cute Match 3 game?
That's right. The International Peace Corporation has officially sponsored Origami Bird Clash and hopes to promote this arcade game full of Penaconian flavor throughout
Okay.
the whole cosmos. And the first step to starting that grand venture will be to open up the original shop
Yeah, it looks-
arcade on the
It looks like they're like keeping the whole Fate collab for like a
There
separate
needs to
part of
be
the
some
stream,
game
obviously,
modes for the
because
game to make a name for
they've like
itself,
focused
right?
on all the
Of course.
story,
This time,
the
two
Amphoria's
players
story
will take turns
stuff, the
acting on the
Amphoria's
same
characters
field.
releasing
Every
this
player
patch,
has a set number of moves.
and all the
You can
normal
eliminate
characters
4
from the
or more
game
fruits to form
like in the
bombs
first
and obtain
half.
extra moves.
without even
You
talking
can
about the
also
Fate
get
banners or
extra
anything.
moves when you swap 2 super bombs to trigger a combo
Okay, we
elimination.
don't
and
need
reset.
to.
And the
It's
left
okay.
is still across the universe. Lots more.
Fissure and Realm of the...
Also
Sure.
come online. And you can obtain the
Ascension
Ascension
material?
material, Charred Bud of Twilight,
That's obviously
for
gonna be used
wind
for Phainon.
characters upon completing the challenge.
Nope,
Stagnant
wind
Shadow,
characters.
Shape of Cinders will also come.
Events will also return. Complete the challenges to get double rewards.
Yep. In version
Wind
3.4,
characters.
Stagnant Shadow, Shape
Is it gonna be for Saber then? Why wind?
of Cinders will
been
also
done.
come online. And you can obtain the Ascension material, Charred Bud of Twilight, for wind characters upon completing the challenge.
At the same time, the planar ornaments, Arcadia of
yeah,
Woven
right.
Dreams, and
There's another meme type thing in that little thing.
Revelry by the Sea will also
By the
come
sea.
online. Trailblazers can obtain them in the Divergent universe.
Sure.
Why did my seat collapse?
Left one of us like to find him.
In addition, I'd like to share with you some information about a few events outside the game. First, the annual
okay.
Hoyo Fest Off-White exhibition will begin
Oh.
in July. This year's event venues have been completely upgraded, and the events will be
Please
At the
That's
Star
not gonna
Rail
affect
booth
me.
and claim free. Keep
not
an
gonna
eye out
affect
for
me.
more info and official announcements.
Crash takes it there.
You
Cool.
seem mighty busy, Owlbert.
well.
Now we're gonna
I
transition
am
to
a
Fate, right?
professional super host.
Like they got all the events and everything out of the way. It's time to talk about Fate. Look at below him, yeah.
Hey,
It's Fate time. Woo!
it's not my time
Ow.
yet. Ah!
He got summoned.
Ah!
Anime changed scenes completely as well.
Whether or not your world
Here's the
has
Holy Grail.
Concept of a Holy Grail. Welcome to the live stage of the Honkai
Aventurine and Bootiel.
Fate Stay Night Unlimited.
And they've got all the
Blade
classes
World
as well.
Special program.
Ah, long time no see, everyone. I'm aventuring.
I like
from
that you're getting
the
an entire
Astral
half
Peace
of a
Corporation.
race with the live streams is like almost 30
Galaxy
minutes
Ranger
just for the Fate
Bootiel.
stuff.
At your service.
Yeah, we saw Bootiel's
Welcome,
involved there
both
too.
of you.
And Aventurine.
I, Albert, have apparently been
And
summoned by the
Lancer.
Holy
But he's not
Grail.
playable.
This
But it's an
show
actual
is
NPC
hosted
model for him.
Albert,
Weird.
could your class be?
Maybe eventually, maybe later.
Son of a gun.
It would be nice if it's like eventually like a part 2 and we get
Maybe you two can
more
call
Fate
me
characters.
presenter instead. That sounds nice.
Like Ryder and
Presenter
Lancer
doesn't
or
sound
Lancer
half
and
bad. In that
Gilgamesh,
case, why
obviously.
don't you present the situation to our audience? Explain what you meant by summoned by the Holy Grail and why we've arrived at Penacony.
Well, the cosmos
Shit, always so
is
good.
full of surprises.
Uh-oh.
Soon
Always so
after the
good.
ripples of the Charmony Festival calmed, the Trailblazer
Okay, cool.
received a secret invitation from old Odie, head of the Alfalfa family. It turns out,
Yeah, it looks like
that
Bro was
the
summoning
old
the Grail.
John is planning a brand new entertainment spectacle called Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War.
Wow.
Freaking
Sweet dreams and the
Fate make
Holy
its way
Grail
to
War.
Honkai.
Sounds like a Holy Grail War is taking place in the Sweet Dream.
That's right.
Crazy.
But I have no idea where old Odie got his Holy Grail from. Let me
Wait,
give a brief
yeah,
explanation
how?
of everything here. It's said that the Holy Grail is a wish-granting chalice that can manifest any miracle.
Any
And
people
the
in
Holy
the
Grail
Fate?
War is a magecraft ritual for obtaining that power.
It's a shame
As
there'll
long
be
as you
no
win in the
Shiro
brutal contest
or
of the Holy Grail
Rin
War,
or
the Grail can fulfill
Ilya
your
and so
wishes.
forth and so forth.
Dadgum
But then again,
Charmony Festival is only
at the
just
same time, it also
concluded.
does make sense
Putting
because,
on
you
a
know,
new show already.
we're just summoning
don't
servants
forget
now for a
that
new
Pentagon
war,
prides
so...
itself on being a holiday resort. How are they going to attract tourists if they don't have any
The same
events?
mages and whatnot is also not going to be there.
Didn't the last Charmony Festival have a little accident? I mean, that probably wasn't great for Pennacona's image.
Yeah.
The family's definitely going to want to find
The
another
soundtrack,
opportunity
though.
to generate some buzz.
Well, I heard that old Odie hopes to make the Pennacone and Holy Grail War into a new show that rivals the Charmony Festival, therefore returning
summon a
Pennacone to the
Freaking
cosmic
bunch of powerful
limelight.
servants and nothing will go
Dreams
wrong,
as the
right?
gimmick, the show is sure to attract a lot of money and a lot of dreams.
Especially if we're talking about what the Holy Grail is and what it does.
I bet old Odie is thinking of the
Not
same
dangerous
thing.
at all, right?
This Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War program will be conducted in Pennacone. The 7 invited participants will summon famous historical figures to fight alongside them as their servants. And the final winner will receive the precious opportunity to make their wish come true.
Yeah, about
Chance to
that.
make any wish and any miracle come true. Well, that's definitely a nice gimmick. But, as we all
Gimmick, yeah.
know, people die if they're killed.
Okay.
Bullets don't
The
discriminate.
reference.
So, someone gets caught in the crossfire.
Rest assured, everyone,
Funny.
the Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War production crew hereby swear that no one's life will be in danger in
Yeah,
the
right.
dream.
Uh-huh.
Everyone can participate.
It is still in the
Watch
dream,
it.
though, but...
All right, all right. Well, since it's you, Owlbird, I'll believe it for now. So, who's participating?
To start off, the owner of the Radiant Feldspar, shareholder of Pennacone,
Nice, obviously.
the so glad festivity. Our dear Trailblazer will be
Cool.
participating.
And Saber's gonna be our servant, most likely, obviously, right?
Trailblazer will be taking part in another adventure.
That's right.
100% Saber's
In
obviously
addition,
our servant.
Miss Robin will also be
We saw Robin at a
Well,
freaking...
as another
At
Pennacone
a,
shareholder, the
Man, command seal. Which is
Astral
crazy.
Peace Corporation's Strategic Investment Department sent me as their representative in the war.
The Galaxy
Okay.
Ranger Boodle will also
Yeah.
participate in this Holy Grail War.
Actually, I was just wondering,
Who's the other three?
why is a criminal wanted by the IPC participating in this?
Micah got an invitation too.
Yeah, those two together
but
now.
He has no time for this. I can't turn a blind eye when someone's in a tight spot, so helping out was the least I could do.
Looks like Mr. Boodle really has formed deep bonds with folks
And the
in
other
Tree
three?
Blux Reef.
Well, apart from those we've mentioned, are there any other special participants that we've been looking forward to in this Holy Grail War?
Of course. Apart from local Pennaconian heroic spirits,
Oh.
3 very well-known heroic spirits will also arrive by the Grail Summon and participate in this Holy Grail War.
Well, yeah, as servants.
They are respectively Saber, Archer, and Lancer.
Oh, did that just count as
That's what
part of
I'm
the seven?
talking
But we're
about.
masters
I
in
wonder which
their
heroic spirit will end up
Okay,
accepting a
Unless
contract
I
with the
misunderstood.
Trailblazer.
Now, see? This is how you attract attention. Now
There's
we're
still one
gonna
missing,
get
though.
tons of views.
Oh, did he say Lancer?
I wonder
And Lancer.
will end
Yeah,
up
Lancer.
accepting a contract with the Trailblazer.
Now, see? This is how you attract attention. Now we're gonna get tons of views. That's why you pay big bucks to get
Okay.
the big names. As to what stories will unfold in this
Ooh,
sweet
the
dreams
art.
of the Holy Grail War, and who will forge a contract with who, Trailblazers will have to find out.
Who's Archer
in the
gonna be
game.
with?
Here's a reminder that the Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collaboration Trailblaze continuance. Sweet dreams and the
Trailblaze
holy grail.
Okay, I like to hear that. I don't know if they've mentioned it anywhere, but it's a Trailblaze continuance. So it's not like these like events that are like a little bit story involved with the event and a little small cutscenes. It's actual Trailblaze continuance, so it's proper story. That's what I want to hear. Well, we saw even by the cutscenes look great. So a bunch of those warriors are at least put to bed.
Officially start on July 11th.
That's fine. When does the update goes? Next week. So it's not going to
Let's learn
start
more
with them.
about Saber and Archer, our two
Interesting.
heroic spirits from another world.
Oh, yes!
Hell yeah.
Saber's
Woo!
dress seems a little different from usual now that she's arrived in Penacony.
Well,
I like that
since
they
we're
gave them
planning
original
festivities
designs. It's
after
cool.
all, you gotta dress up for the occasion.
And it looks good.
Exactly
I know people
right.
are complaining, but people
the
are
King of
idiots.
Knight's new outfit was personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It
Yeah?
retains their iconic
Like,
blue
be
and
freaking
white.
honored, man. Like,
And her iconic ahoge.
That's right. It
Of
retains
course, yeah.
the nobility of a king and also
Sure.
emphasizes utility for a warrior. The lines along her shoulders and her cloak are straightforward, while the design of her skirt is quite reminiscent of timeless British fashion. As for
Wow.
how she looks in the game, well...
yep. And we've already seen enough of the animations. Kawaii.
いつでも出陣できます
The soundtrack to the...
騎士の魂よ
Oh, dude, I cannot wait, bro.
トライクエア
Oh. And we got the voice lines now too, because other animations that have... Once again, the voice actors did it perfectly. Oh, I love it.
Butter my fudge and call me a biscuit. That
Yep.
Excalibur truly shows her strength as a
What
king.
he said.
Oh, talk about fancy visuals.
And how come the King of Knights is always stuffing her face? Even in Penacony.
Yeah,
Looks
Saber
like
eats.
Penaconian food is very much to her
Saber loves the
liking.
food.
That's right. You can't fight on an empty stomach. Now, let's see how the King of Knights performs in battle.
Saber is a wind character following the path of destruction. Saber will gain a certain amount of core resonance when she enters
Dragon
battle.
reactor
If she
core.
uses her technique in the overworld, Saber will obtain combat buffs and also more core resonances after entering
What
battle.
is today?
When she uses her basic attack, she can deal
Invisible
damage
air.
to a single enemy.
The King of Knights is cautious as ever in this new world.
Yeah, just
I
like in
see
Blade
she's
Works.
still hiding her weapon's appearance and true name.
When
Yeah.
she uses her skill,
Well, she's
Saber
gonna
will
reveal it
deal
every time she does it,
The King of
spams her
Knights is
ultimate, but yeah.
cautious as ever in this new world. I see she's still hiding her weapon's appearance and true name.
When she uses her skill, Saber will deal damage to one designated enemy and its adjacent targets.
It looks so
If
cool.
Saber has enough core resonance at that time, she'll consume core resonance to regenerate massive amounts of energy for herself and increase her
Ah.
skill's damage.
Ah. In other words, you need
Regenerate
to
her own
accumulate
energy.
as much core resonance as possible to increase the damage Saber deals.
Exactly.
Are there
Okay.
any other ways to obtain core resonance?
Yes, there are. Whenever any ally uses their ultimate, Saber obtains core resonance and increases her own damage dealt.
Behold,
Nice.
the King of
Sunday's
Knights
day
is
too again.
dispelled
I don't
with
have Sunday.
Barrier of the Wind King around her sword, releasing high-pressure air in the blink of an eye to form Strike Air. Hammer of the Wind King, dealing a
Nice.
devastating blow to the enemy. When using her ultimate, Saber will
there it
deal
goes.
damage to all enemies and turn her basic attack into an
It
enhanced
looks
basic
so
attack.
good.
Her enhanced basic attack can damage all enemies and provide Saber with a certain amount of
I love the
core resonance.
reference to it. It looks really
Also,
cool.
during battle, if the sum of Saber's energy and the energy she can regenerate via consuming core resonance exceeds the amount of energy she needs to use her ultimate, Saber will immediately take action.
Ah.
Nice.
So if you replenish core resonance in as many ways as possible, you can use Excalibur more frequently.
That's
Spam
right.
the noble
Not
phantasm.
only does this sword bear the King of Knights past, present, and future, but it also represents the noble ideal that was held in the hearts of the countless soldiers who once followed her in battle. All right,
Ah,
that
dude, I can't
concludes
wait.
Saber's
Oh
introduction.
my god.
Now we'll move on to our next otherworldly heroic spirit, Archer.
And it's free, obviously.
Oh, seems like Archer
As we
cares
found
about
out.
this Holy Grail war very much. He put on a new outfit too.
Yeah,
He
they're
even
really cool.
changed where his accessories
Even
go.
Lance has a different
Those
outfit.
decorations he had on his chest are now on his shoulders.
What sharp eyes you've got, dear guest.
That's a nice little, yeah, nice
Archer's
little
new
spot.
outfit was also personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It has the classic
Very
red
cool.
and black look. The sharp contrasts, reminiscent of a blazing fire in the deep night, imbued with a dangerous allure.
You can even see the
combination of the long
did Saber
trench
have
coat
one?
with the sharp deal that was held in
Yeah,
the
you can
heart
see
of the
behind
campus
Saber's
who
name and
once
Archer's
called
name, you
her
can
in
see
battle.
the command seals.
Takeuchi.
Very
It had
cool.
The combination of the long trench coat with skin-tight combat gear emphasizes his lean figure and is the perfect fusion of attractiveness and strength.
You
Indeed.
got that right. Director, show us the game footage already.
Yes, please. I will say that his model looks a bit, I don't know, a bit weird in some angles. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't look so good. Like over there it looks good, but I don't know. He actually says it. Nice. Oh.
So
Yeah, his
that's
3D model
unlimited
just looks a
blade
little bit
works?
funky. I don't know if it's the lighting or the different, some of the angles.
After
It's
all,
his face.
Archer is a seasoned veteran of war.
I am the bone of my sword.
I can't believe he actually says it,
That
bro.
sentence sure brings back a lot of memories.
I agree.
Well then, let's take a look at Archer's combat performance in detail.
Okay. Archer is a
And I see
character
you
following
can
the path
shoot off
of
like
the hunt.
multiple shots
When he
of
uses his basic attack, Archer can deal
what's it called
damage
again?
to one
Alan
designated
Vogel.
enemy.
What was his
An
sword
archer
called
in
again?
close combat. That's pretty gutsy, I'll give him that.
Yeah, around the sparkle.
That's right. But Archer hasn't exactly slacked off on his marksmanship training since coming to Penacony. When using his skill, Archer will
COLLAB
consume
bow.
2
Sorry, I
skill
forgot the name.
points to enter the circuit connection state, dealing
And look at how
damage
much
to
skill
one
points you have.
designated enemy.
That's
While
insane.
in the circuit connection state, Archer's turn will not
Just
end
spam.
after he uses his skill, and he can continue to use his skill until he
Dude, that's
runs out of
insane.
skill points.
Heads up. The more times you use his skill consecutively, the more damage Archer deals to enemies. After
Crazy.
all, everyone knows
It's gonna be
that a
fun to play
dual-wielding
style,
fighter
actually.
who can't use their noble phantasm isn't
And obviously
an
pairs
archer.
perfectly with Sparkle if you're using that many skill
Ultimate.
points.
Archer will recite the classic chant to activate
Yeah.
unlimited blade wax, dealing damage to one enemy.
Apart from damaging the enemy, Archer's ultimate also grants him special charge. After any of his teammates' attacks, Archer will consume special charge to use a follow-up attack against the enemy targets,
Nice.
while also recovering 1 skill point for the team.
Oh, in that case,
Got me skill
there's
points
no need
too.
to worry about running out of skill points again.
He just
Yeah.
couldn't help
So
himself.
you've got
and
Sparkle generating skill points, he's generating skill
had to
points.
use his favorite
It's gonna be a
tool.
fun team to play.
When he
I'm gonna wait
uses
to
his
try it.
technique to enter battle, Archer will deal damage to all enemies and
Clairvoyance.
obtain special charge.
And that's a wrap on Archer's
Which
introduction.
will give you skill
Now,
points.
I have big news for everyone.
Yeah,
From
but
when
we all
the
know
COLLAB
this.
event starts on July 11th and until the end of version 3.6.
3.6, you have
Trailblaze can log
time.
into the game to claim the limited 5-star COLLAB character Archer for free.
And his growth materials for free. I like that.
We hope
That is
under
nice.
Archer's protection, every adventure that the Trailblazers embark
To
on
level
will
60.
cleave
Okay.
open the
It's
dark
not full. It's not
clouds and
all of them,
become
but
a
it's
saga
nice.
Sung throughout the cosmos. We also hope that your encounter, or for some of you, a reunion with the servants across this vast
Reunion
universe
indeed.
will bring you all wonderful memories in the days to come.
Oh, yeah. How about that? The free new limited 5-star character mentioned during the anniversary celebration is finally
Yeah,
here as
well,
promised.
that's pretty obvious to figure out.
Actually, there's even more! Later this year, Trailblazers will get another brand new limited 5-star character
Oh.
only for free.
Another one.
Awesome.
Limited too.
Let's keep our eyes on the present for now. I'm not quite done yet. Besides,
It's probably, there's no chance that it's probably Lancer, right? Because he has his 3D model now, unless it's going to be an actual, an actual Honkai free limited character.
Claiming Archer for free, Trailblazers can also directly obtain a set amount of character enhancement materials for
Very nice.
Archer.
I like that
Wow,
part.
how
They should just
thoughtful.
make it so. Let's just keep all of it.
This version's got
this
a
is
lot
really
of
nice.
characters to level up after all.
All right,
Yeah.
now let's check out the banner details.
It's a nice
The
little.
collab starts on July 11th. Trailblazers can use Star Rail special passes in the character collaboration warps. Excalibur
And you know we'll be going for
Excelsior,
both.
And
We'll be-
the bone of my sword to obtain the limited 5-star characters Saber
Nice.
and Archer respectively.
But they need to summon for Archer. I don't think I'll be even going for his light
Trailblazers can
cone.
get the limited 5-star light
Because
cone.
there won't be enough. There's Saber and her light cone. There's Phainon and his light cone. I can't go for Archer's light cone too.
Thankless Coronation from Birth of a King, and the limited 5-star light cone, The Hell Where Ideals Burn, from Red Radiance of Fuyuki. In addition, pity counts are shared between the character collaboration warp banners and also separately shared between the light cone collaboration banners. But
Yeah,
neither
but it's
carries
pity on
over
its own.
to other types of warps.
Okay.
It's worth mentioning here
Yeah,
that the
but we knew
character
that.
and light cone collab banners will stay open long term after the event starts.
Does long term mean even after versions 3.4 or 3.6?
Yeah, we need
wrap
more
up,
clarification
you
on
can
that.
Still pull Saber, Archer, and the limited 5-star light cones.
Exactly. These
Let's go which
collab
version?
banners will run across multiple versions with no fixed end date yet.
Oh,
No fixed end date
And
yet.
here's one more piece of news for you all.
Okay.
Of the entire duration of version 3.4, using Star Rail special passes for your warps will bring some special limited time discounts. After the collab event starts, when Trailblazers spend the designated
During any warp event in version 3.4, spend a total of 200 Star Rail special passes to claim collab. So you get his light cone for free if you spend 200 summons. But it says any warp event, so I'm assuming it's all warp events in version 3.4 share the accumulated total of this. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's just a collab. That's pretty cool. At the same time, it's obviously still, at least you don't have to technically pay money if you have enough summons and stuff like that. But it's a cool little thing, obviously. Could they have made it free? Sure. But yeah, it's still okay. It's not bad. I mean, there's a lot to summon for. I know I'll be summoning for Saber and Lycone, Phainon and Lycone, so I probably will surpass 200 most likely. Unless I got super, super lucky. So I probably will actually get this, but yeah.
number of Star Rail
interesting.
special passes, they can directly obtain the limited 5-star light cone, The Hell Where Ideals Burn.
They could have made it
Throughout all
a
of
bit
version
less, but
3.4?
yeah.
In other words, after the 3.4 update and before the collab event starts, any Star Rail special passes used
Yeah.
in the banners for Phainon or other rerun
Interesting.
characters will still count toward the total, right?
Yep,
That part is
that's
nice
correct.
at least, because they could have limited it completely and just said, yeah, only on the collab banners, but it's a bit of like a in-between. It's good and it's bad.
Oh, yeah!
And now, as the collab kicks off, the voice actors for Saber and Archer have some things they'd like to say to all of us.
Ooh,
Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back to hear their special messages.
nice.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。セーバー
A
役のカスミエルです。
legend.
崩壊スターレールとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワーク
We
ス
got
の
it
コラボ
translated
が
to perfect.
間もなく開催ということで、私もとてもワクワクしています。
ワク
この
ワク。
2つの作品にはどこか似ているものがあるなと感じまし
Deep
た。
similarity at the core.
剣を
Deep
手に運
similarity at
命
the
と立ち向
cause.
かうセーバーの姿は厳しい冒険の中でも
Say the line.
数字だけ
Just for the hell of
開拓者
it.
の姿と似
Say
てい
it.
るのではないかなと思いました。収録中はフェイトとスターレールの世界観が混ざり合い新たな魅力が生まれていくのを感じました、あまり多くは話せないのですがセーバーが
Please
ス
don't.
ターレールの世界でどのように信念と理想を貫いていくの
One way
か
to play that
ぜひ
story.
お楽しみください。このコラボがたくさんの皆さんに楽しんでいただけたら嬉しいです。星々と聖杯が交わる旅の中であなただけの熱い思いとロマンに出会えますように。
Passion and romance.
それでは最後に
He's
開
gonna
拓
do
者
it.
よあなたが私のマスターか。
Oh, she's gonna say that line. Pretty cool.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。
Nice.
フェイト
Soon
ステイナイ
become
トでアー
masters.
チャーを担当しております声優の諏訪部純一
Legendary
です
voice actor too.
崩壊スターレイルと
Does that mean there's
フ
gonna
ェ
be
イ
no
トステイナイ
English?
トアンリミテッ
I'm
ド
assuming,
ブレード
right?
ワークスのコラボ
How's
が
that gonna
間もな
incorporate
く
to the
開
English
催と
story
なり
then?
ます赤い九兵はあまたの世界を旅してきましたが ピノコニで繰り広げられる聖杯戦争は彼にとってこれまでとは全く違うものになるのではないでしょうか。崩壊、
And
スターレイ
Lancer?
ルの世界で
Surely they have to say
アーチャ
something
ーが
about Lancer
戦う
somewhere,
姿が
right?
見られるのが本当に楽しみです。おなじみのキャラクターたちが未知の銀河で自分をどのよ
What
う
is
に
he
再
gonna
定
say?
義して
I
いく
am
の
the
か、
whole of
その
my
行方を
sword.
ぜひ見届けてください。収録の際にアーチャーの戦闘シーン見せていただいたんですが、アンリミテッドブレードワークスの演出がとっても
Of course.
かっこよかったです。いや、気に入りました。素晴らしかったです。今回のコラボ企画の中でもアーチャーのかっこよさ存分に
Nice,
お楽し
yeah.
みいただけると思いますので、絶対にプレイしてくださいね。
Nice.
これはまたとんでもないマスターに
Okay.
引き当てられたものだ。
He's gonna say that classic line.
Alright!
Whoa!
Big thanks to our voice actors for those thoughtful messages. With the Honkai Star Rail and Phainon
I'm just assuming no English for them
Limited
then,
Blade
huh?
Works collab about to launch.
For the people playing
we wanna
English.
take this opportunity on the program to sincerely thank all our partners in this collaboration. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Kinoko Nasu and Mr. Takashi
Yeah, Nasu.
Takeuchi for their unwavering support from the earliest planning stages
It's
to
cool that they're
final
involved.
implementation. And thank you to the Animation Production Committee and everyone else involved for all their hard work on this collab.
Y'all are
Nice.
much appreciated.
Honestly, it's
can't
only
wait
with
to see
this
the
kind of
trailers.
dedication that we can bring you all the ultimate joy.
In order to showcase the Holy Grail War from multiple angles and levels, the organizers say that they've also prepared another combat-filled program,
This
Fate's
event.
Day Night. It was a night with no wind and no moon under the cool breeze of
So this, I'm assuming this is separate from, or this is gonna be incorporated into the Trailblaze continuance.
Destined to cross their path. He stepped forward, raising his spear and uttered that iconic line.
It would actually be cool if
The
they're
goddess
separate,
of beauty
actually.
is the most peerless
This
beauty
is
of them
all
all.
Jindy.
Ah, so it's that red-haired Lancer.
Ah, you got it. After
Okay.
the sweet dreams in the
Who are
Holy
they?
Grail War tournament, the genius Skullum made some modifications to the Holy Grail. Now,
Oh.
the Grail can load the simulated data of past striders through the user's memories.
Simulated
So
data,
Fate's Day
okay.
night, Trailblazers will face off against many familiar and old friends in intense 1v1, v1 battles. Each
Jeez,
contestant
that-
starts with unique skills and a set amount of health. Losing a
Oh.
round means losing health. And when your health hits 0,
Interesting.
Is there a smart way to beat your opponents?
At the start of the game, Trailblazers get some free pieces, each with different classes that grant different buffs. You can merge
Ah.
identical pieces to upgrade them.
Oh.
The higher the piece's rarity, the stronger the buff.
We'll have to see
Pieces
how
of the
this
same class have
is
bonds
when we
between
play,
them
but-
too. Collect enough pieces of the same class, and you activate special bond effects that give you a serious boost in battle.
Looks like bonds are super important in this Holy Grail War, huh?
absolutely. And that's not all. Trailblazers can also acquire noble
there's some
phantasms
items
during
from-
battle for extra health.
There's Medea's one, obviously Caster's one, there's Rin's pendant, Lancer's spear.
Plus, during combat, Trailblazers can have the
Come on,
chance
Sa-
to
come on,
get
Seals.
3 command spells. Using these spells grants additional buffs.
Come on,
Command
spells, come on,
spells,
seals.
huh? Well, I'm curious. What role is the Trailblazer playing this time?
It's player.
Ah, this Grail feels kind of off. Forking hell. Could it be corrupted?
You right on the money. Trailblazers can increase the Holy Grail's corruption level to unlock extra buff mechanics. The higher the
Oh.
corruption level, the more points you earn when you win. Heads up, raising corruption level also powers up your enemies. So watch your step,
Okay.
Trailblazers.
Oh, but don't worry too much. After all, this is a reality show competition, and just for entertainment. The organizers of Fate's Day Night have also prepared a special Protected Mode competition. In Protected Mode, Trailblazers can fight using trial characters,
Oh, I see,
and
okay.
enemy strength is toned down.
Oh,
But
this
why?
way, no Trailblazers can jump in and fully enjoy
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah, that
Holy
makes sense.
Grail War experience.
Exactly. The production team cordially invites everyone watching to stay the night.
Ah, sorry, man.
Experience some epic battle action.
I'm still not
And score
100%.
yourself some stellar jades and other awesome rewards.
What?
Now, just a quick reminder, this Honkai Star Rail and Fates Unite Unlimited Bladeworks collaboration is split into 2 parts. The Trailblaze Continuance, Sweet Dreams, and the Holy Grail.
Oh, they are separate. Okay, cool. I like that actually. I like that. Just a Trailblaze Continuance, a full Trailblaze mission to focus on the story and then event separate. Okay, I like it. I like it. I prefer it that way.
On July 11th. The 2 programs stand on their own, so Trailblazers can dive into each separately.
Awesome! So much content.
No.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be playing like the event in between and then unlocking the next part of the story in between while I'm recording stuff like that. So I can just treat it like when I'm recording like a normal Trailblaze mission.
Big thanks again to our 2 guests. That wraps up today's Fate COLLAB update.
Presenter, your mission is complete.
It's all
Pretty
part
cool.
of the job.
Update
Anything
is
for the
decent.
Trailblazers. So
Better than recent
Trailblazers,
times.
my
So
honor
yeah.
masters, let's meet again in version 3.4. See you there.
We hope you'll stay the
Oh
night.
damn, it's done.
Bye-bye.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.
Cool.
Bye.
But then when does the version? What the hell is this artwork? What was that? I must say, yeah, this version at least looks better than previous ones, which was a little bit, I don't know, a little bit plain. There's at least a lot going on here. I can like, for the first time, say like, hey, this is a pretty decent update. With all the other previous times, there wasn't really much going on event-wise. There was story every time, but apart from that, like optimizations and stuff like that, I don't think there is even optimizations to this one, but that's besides the point. This actually looks like a good update, but when does it launch? Doesn't it launch then next week? Will the Fate COLLAB just start later? Where's the banners? Did they say the banner dates over here? Did I miss somewhere when they say when it releases? Release on 0702, yeah, so 0702? Oh shit, yeah, no, never mind. It's gonna be like a whole. There's gonna be a gap actually. Because usually, oh no, I'm dumb. It's the same as usual, but there's still gonna be a gap to the collab. So we have the live stream, and then we have the week, like the extra week after that, and then the week after that is usually the update. But the collab starts on the 11th, and the update starts on the 2nd. So like I said, yeah, there is just a gap. It's gonna be like a week and 2 days later. It releases on Friday, the next Friday after the patch goes live. That's good and bad. I mean, the positive to that is that it's not like thrown at you all at once. So it's not like you like burn through all the content and then there's nothing left for the rest of the patch. So the update's gonna go live. You're gonna play the story. You're gonna summon for Phainon if you want to, and so forth and so forth. And then the following week, the Fate COLLAB goes live. Then their banners and their story and stuff like that. So it's like more spread out, right? So, which I think is not a bad idea. But obviously, the negative part to that is obviously everyone's hyped. Most people's like mostly just hyped for the Fate ones, and now they have to wait even longer. But I think it's not a bad idea actually, and just like I said, it spreads it out more evenly, which is nice. Now it's a little bit sad as well from my side because I want to play the Fate stuff as soon as possible and summon for Saber. But yeah, I think I can say for the first time ever where I've been like, may update. It's pretty decent update. There's no optimizations, but we have the new story, new area. We have Phainon, which looks absolutely godlike. We have new light cones in the battle pass. We have new planar sets. We have the buffs to Silverwolf, Blade, Kafka, and Jingliu, which is huge. I wonder where on earth they're going to end up. That'll be interesting to see how strong they are. I know Silverwolf, just from the surface, already sounds a lot better. Now her ultimate being AoE, and you can actually choose which weakness to apply. So that like solves two of her problems, and then she gets extra energy, which solves another problem. So it looks good on the surface, but we have to test it out. There's an outfit for Firefly. It looks really cool, and it suits her, right? So it really suits her, and it looks cool. I like it. I probably will be getting it, but I just hope it almost feels like it should be technically actually be like a free skin, because for me, like for a paid skin, it's like a little bit too plain, if that makes sense. Unless the price is reduced. I don't know. Like I said, it looks really good. Like I said, it suits her, but like for it just feels like a bit plain for like a skin release, right? It sounds just looking at it, it looks more like a free skin rather. Not saying that it looks bad, but like it just feels like the vibe it gives off is just like free skin vibe, right? But regardless, I love Firefly. I know everyone loves Firefly, so I'll be getting it regardless. But yeah, and it looks like Sam has a little bit of different what's name on him too, right? No, we're skipping to pretty cool. I think Sam's got a little bit of a yeah, he's got the logos on him. That's not too clear, but I see some other patterns on him and stuff like that as well. And the color scheme I think looks a little bit different too. Yeah, I mean the extra like blue or turquoise, whatever. I think damn, I haven't played Firefly in a while. I actually need to go double check. But it looks good and it suits her, but it feels more like a free skin. Just design wise. But very nice. Phainon, yeah. There's another 4-star Lightcone that's going to be on his Lightcone banner. So now I see why they're obviously rerunning Sparkle, because Sparkle works. It looks like Sparkle works really well with Archer, obviously. So yeah, very cool. I think that's pretty much all I have to say. So like I said, there's a lot of stuff, and then the Fate stuff is going to be. We don't really care about the other events. The Fate stuff, it's going to be that like put some of my worries to rest. It's gonna be like full proper story. It's gonna be Trailblaze continuance. I don't know if they ever said it anywhere, but I don't remember ever reading that. But it's not gonna be like what I feared. Like it's gonna be like that event there that we saw, and then it's gonna be a little bit story and dialogue in between, and like mini cutscenes and stuff like that. It's full Trailblaze continuance, and they separate the two, so it's a full story. So that I like. We get a full Fate collab story, and some of the cutscenes looked insane and stuff like that too. So yeah, I'm really excited. So I really do like that the two are separate, and the event looks interesting. I'm not gonna freak out over the event immediately, but I will say it looks interesting. We'll obviously test it by playing it and see if it's fun, but it looks like an interesting concept. And then this is interesting. So this is also just good and bad. Obviously, the bad part is that it is it's not obviously really free to play friendly. And it's quite a lot of summons, 200. The good part is at least it counts for like every single warp you do throughout 3.4. So that's excluding the collab banners at least. Do I feel like it's probably once again asking for too much? I just probably could have given that just away with Archer just because, but this is cool in its own way, but like I said, it's got that negative to like you have to spend 200 summons, but at least it's not like the other spending event where you actually have to buy Genesis crystals and so Genesis crystals. You know, you have to buy currency actually to get it. You just have to spend summons whether you spend a dime or not. So some people will reach it, some people won't. I don't know how good the Lycan is, so I don't know if there's like real incentive to try and reach it, but I probably will reach it since I'm summoning for Saber and Phainon. So at least for me, like, hey, I'm getting his Lycan, pretty cool. But like, it's a much of a muchness. It's 50-50. It's good and it's bad. So they probably could have made the count for it a little bit less actually. But if you look at it, if you let's say you fail pity, right, you end up at around 140, 150 summons. If you just decide to go just for fun or just for Saber, so you're gonna be like 50 to 60 odd short, which is a bit of a shame, which I felt like maybe they sort of just made it 160 or something like that. But hey, nonetheless, it's I guess a neat little way to get a free Lycan if you're going to be really spending a lot of summons in the version. But yeah, like I said, so for some people it's going to be good, for some people it's going to be meh. But yeah, I'm really excited. The event looks, we'll see when we play the event. But overall, I actually like this update. And I like that they're spreading it out too. And I guess I obviously want people just to have a full focus instead of the Fate collab being there, like them rather go playing that, probably having the players have a full focus on the actual main story as well, complete that first, or if they want to. Well, there's going to be skip now, right? Get through all of that, and then bring in the Fate one later and like have a full focus on that, which I think is not a bad idea. But yeah, the only drawback to that is now we have to wait a little bit longer after the version releases. But I'm still really excited. I like the patch. I think there's good stuff. Only thing we were missing was quality of life. Well, I guess the skip feature really counts for that, but which is massive. But let's not like praise and stuff now, because stuff like that should be in the game from the start. Which most gacha games out there have a simple little feature like that, which is not difficult to implement. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's already actually in the game. They just hide it for certain parts, but it's for the people who don't want to do the story and just want to see the summary. It's really great, and I think that's just something that should always be in the games. It just should be there. It doesn't. No, the people are getting angry for no reason. It doesn't affect the people who like to play through the story. You just do you keep playing through the story. You don't have to go and click it. What is it? A shiny new button? Like I have to press the button. I guess people can say annoyed, like, oh, now we're gonna have lots of people who skip story. But who cares? Leave them. You just keep playing like you used to play, and then obviously all this does is just accommodates to the entire player base. The people who want to play the story like I do will play it. The people who don't want to, you can just skip and read a summary. It's not that big of a deal. I think it's brilliant. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that. Stay tuned because we will be reacting to that other animated short. We're reacting to Phainon's animated short, his trailers, Saber's trailers, Archer's trailers, playing the story as soon as it releases once again, just like last time. When I'm done with the work, I'll immediately hop on and play the story, so stay tuned for that too, and summoning for Phainon most likely. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that, and I'll see you all in the next one.